Fifth biggest mistake that I see individuals getting into when they start using Salesforce as a recruiting platform is they try and represent new relationships by creating a new object. So let me go into depth on this one so that you can understand a bit more about this. Let's talk about people. So typically what ends up happening is we get people who come to us and say, all right, so I have a person. They can be a client at some point in their journey, and they could be a candidate at some point in their journey. And maybe they're not even either of those. Maybe they're just a contact at some point. So what we typically see when we go into someone's Salesforce org is they've created different objects for all of these different people. They say, all right, anyone who's a client is going to be created as a record of this object. Anyone who's a candidate is going to be created as a record of this object. And that ends up getting into a host of different problems because you can see maybe you'll have a duplicate record. You'll have the same person that could be both a client and a candidate. Instead, what you should be doing is you should set up a relationship to show at a point in time what that individual could be to your business. So, for instance, if a single person, Brad, is a candidate, what would make them a candidate? Well, they're typically a candidate when they are being considered for a potential job. So you use a junction object to show that this person, when they're associated to this job, they become a job board applicant or a job applicant or whatever you want to set up. And because they are then associated with that job, the relationship says that this individual contact should now be a candidate. At some point down the road, if this person is assigned as a hiring manager to this job, then they can actually end up being a client. So you're using the relationship to structure what this contact is, not creating a new object. That is a huge trap that people fall into.